conditioning is made for balls. Only balls. Nothing but balls.
You're picking at my buzz.
Welcome to another episode of High on the Air with Did You Know Man? Get high on the air. What is an interesting topic for an episode of a scientific podcast? Just one episode. Where's the AI when you need it? The AI keeps butting in. When I ask it something like that, it doesn't know shit. Latest scientific breakthroughs of 2024. In other words, back in primitive times. See what we got here. Why don't you start me off? Science 2024. Well, this is no surprise. In 2024, we confirmed 2023 as the hottest year ever. 2024 is going to be the hottest year ever, and it will continue. At what point will you consider that to be a wee bit alarming? The first functional semiconductor made from graphene is created. I don't know the implications of that. Is graphene just so much cheaper? Or has some other properties that we're tired of using silicon?
I like silicone better.
A review indicates digital rectal examination is an outdated routine medical practice with a lower cancer detection rate compared to prostate-specific antigen testing and no benefit from combining them. So, please do not give me a digital rectal examination. Thank you. Scientists report that newborn galaxies in the very early universe were banana-shaped, much to the surprise of researchers. Could it be some sort of distortion from 14 billion years of travel of this light and you haven't filtered out that distortion? Couldn't possibly be that. No, universes had to be banana-shaped. I don't think that is something. An analysis of sugar-sweetened beverage taxes, concluding scaling them could yield substantial public health benefits. I believe that. We drink way too much sugar water. Good sugar water. Scientists report studies that seem to support the hypothesis that life may have begun in a shallow lake rather than otherwise perhaps somewhat like a warm little pond. Shallow lake rather than Charles Darwin proposed it was a warm little pond. Well, what's the difference between a shallow lake and a warm little pond? A shallow lake is a warm little pond compared to the ocean. That's pretty much what he was saying. He doesn't think it formed in the ocean. A shallow lake is a warm little pond. Alright, so same thing. A group of scientists from around the globe have charted paradigm-shifting restorative pathways to mitigate the worst effects of climate change and biodiversity loss, with a strong emphasis on environmental sustainability, human well-being, and reducing social and economic inequality. Okay, well, they've charted a pathway. Well, we're not going to go down that path. We're hell-bent for destruction, fellas. There won't be no mitigation. Hell-bent for destruction. The only choice is to join with me in forming this new, yet unnamed, galactic empire with the goals of curing aging and getting the fuck off of this planet before it's too late. Because if we wait too long, there'll be too many hurricanes, there'll be 200-degree temperatures. We won't be able to just do shit. We need to start getting off this planet now. And we definitely need to mitigate the effects of global warming if possible. Even though we're trying to get the fuck out of Dodge, our group, head to safety, you know, you can't live on a molten planet no matter what. Our group could still be the one to get the carbon out of the atmosphere. It would buy us more time to get the fuck situated in space if it can't be stopped. And if there's by some miracle that it could be stopped, why not? And this is from January 9th. Researchers have discovered a new phase of matter called a light matter hybrid, which may reshape understanding of how light interacts with matter. That is quite interesting. Click on this, did I not? When I click on this, it's not supposed to make an action occur? Light matter hybrid. The notion that light and matter states can be hybridized the way S and P orbitals are mixed is a concept that is not familiar to most chemists and material scientists. Well, I imagine so. Imagine not. There's unright things that humanity can consider that we just can't imagine today. Imagine a computer of the future that is made out of a material that is neither matter nor light, but a hybrid of the two. The properties of such things no one yet understands, I'm sure. And having new tools gives new possibilities that could be imagined that until those tools are available. You should watch a series of documentaries called Connections with James Burke, who is still alive. It's from the late 70s and early 80s, but it is not aged. It has been aged well. It is not dated a bit. Not a bit. A lot of it deals with things from the 1500s and the 1200s and the 1600s and the 1800s, showing how this guy could not have done this if this discovery had not been made. This guy could not have done this if this guy had not mixed these chemicals in 1342 and discovered you can make this fucking chemical that this guy used later, 200 years later, to make another discovery. You know, and this guy's idea in 1216, you know, that just didn't go anywhere, but was later rediscovered a couple hundred years later after other discoveries had been made that let them pursue that train of thought and find out it was correct. You know, it's very interesting. James Burke is a historian, a science historian. And nothing is more interesting about the human journey in our history of scientific development, going back farther than what you believe it went. Yet it has much potential for molecular and material sciences that is just beginning to be explored. For instance, it has already been demonstrated that the rate and yield of chemical reactions can be modified and that the conductivity of organic semiconductors can be non-radioactive energy transfer and non-radioactive energy transfer can be enhanced through the hybridization of electronic transitions. Hybrid light matter states also have unusual properties. Well, I imagine so. I'm reading it without you. I'm more interested in it than you are, let's face it. Let's fucking face it, really. I'm also interested in bouncing boobs. Might share that with you. Might share that interest. I'm not interested in bouncing penises or ball sacks, so I don't share that interest. I have to start. So late in the day. I have to start to deliver now or die out. You don't have to start it. It's just once you start a delivery, you have to deliver it now. Or apparently something bad might happen. I don't test the hypothesis. This. I always deliver that. I definitely refuse to deliver fentanyl unless I'm paid double. Bernie Sanders is right. These are difficult and painful times. People are demoralized. The presidential debate last Thursday was a disaster. Trump lied. Biden did very poorly in defending his record or exposing Trump for the fraud that he is. Really, it comes down to Biden. if the world does not know what a fraud he is, and the world does not know the record, the awesome things that the Democrats have done since Biden took over, every number that there possibly be is going great. But the world is just, the idiots of the United States are just dead set on complaining about inflation that isn't real no more. Any price that is raised up by the Republican mafia who control the prices, they try to point to it as this inflation that they're trying to desperately cling to. It's like this, people are sad, inflation is gone. Yeah, they didn't lower the prices, but it still isn't going up that much. And prices always fucking go up. The reason why that inflation happened is because the Democrats, it happens every single time the Democrats get in office. Don't worry, this cycle is over with now. You gave our country to the Republican mafia, and this cycle is finally over with. But always, throughout all of the United States history that I fucking have looked at, the liberals get in charge, they fix everything. Everything gets going flaming. People start making good money, and then big business raises the prices crazy to take advantage of people's big money. And also, they're going to raise prices when consumer spending goes up, they raise prices. It should be fucking illegal, man, because it's a way no one could ever prosper. Because as soon as things get fixed, they raise the prices, you know. No one's forcing them to. I mean, sometimes there are things, but it is going to always happen. If consumer spending goes up, people raise prices. If people have more money, they raise prices. If society starts going well, they raise prices. And then everything gets going fucking great, and then the Republicans take over and destroy every fucking thing. Everything is in the shithole, and no one seems to notice because the Republicans are throwing shit in the air about homosexuals and immigrants and just, whatever the fuck they can. And no one notices that everything's in the fucking shithole. But then as soon as the Democrats take over, they notice, and they blame it on the Democrat. And they're like, he's not fixing things fast enough. They never get to the point where the Republicans are destroying things, or the Republicans destroyed things. You never hear that. Every single time a Democrat gets in power, he's not fixing things fast enough. He's not, what the fuck? He's fixing things, and then once you get inflation under control, once you get unemployment under control, you stop hearing, he's not fixing things fast enough. And you hear, once things are all fixed, you don't hear, they're fixed. You hear, that's what you hear every fucking time. This same cycle. The Democrats fix everything, and up to the point where it's fixed, he's not fixing things fast enough. And then once it's fixed, stone cold silence. Never is there a point where they're saying that, oh, thank God, we're back. Unemployment is low again. Inflation is under control again. Mortgages, everything is fucking fixed again. Oh, we got the fucking credit card companies to stop trying to chop our balls off while we sleep. Oh, no, never. No, none of that. Just, once it's fixed, stone cold silence. From everyone. The media, everyone. Never, ever. Have they ever, no one cheered fucking Clinton when he fucking did unbelievable things with the fucking economy. Just, he inherited Republican shit and fucking, he's not fixing things fast enough! He's not fixing things fast enough! As soon as Clinton had everything fixed, stone cold silence. As soon as things got better and better, we started getting a surplus, stone cold silence. As soon as the next Republican gets in office, immediately, the day they get on, sign all our money to the rich! Give it to big business! We are trying to kill the United States so big business can strangle it and turn it into a right-wing dictatorship. Immediately, and they just destroy every fucking thing. And they throw shit in the air. Oh, homosexuals, oh, immigrants, oh, so no one notices. They're destroying everything. They're making the rich super rich, and everyone else in the country is fucking hurting bad. And then, as soon as the Democrat gets in fucking office again, it starts again. He's not fixing things fast enough! And as soon as it gets it fixed, stone cold silence. And the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. What? The cycle's over now. You finally gave the country to the Republican mafia, and we are living in a dictatorship. We're living right now in Biden's dictatorship because he has been granted the immunity of a king. He could call the Navy SEALs to send a strike on me right now, go on television and laugh about it. Look what I did to 𝕯𝖎 and he's immune to everything he can do. He is the dictator of the earth, but he's not going to use anything. He's a good man. But he's not quite good enough or knows enough that he should act now to save us. But the country is hell-bent on transferring this dictatorship over to the guy who desperately wants to be a dictator for life. The people who tried to overthrow our country violently and kill our Congress, he calls them martyrs. And pretty much the whole Republican mafia is behind the coup that failed, and they're sad. All the hillbillies from one end of the country to another just so happy that now somehow we're stupid enough to tell them, go ahead and become dictator for life. My monkey fucking race. It's just too interesting for me to be too sad about it. It's just crazy. It's the craziest thing. This is a movie. This is a comedy movie. This is Idiocracy #2 that someone has made. That we have a guy that everyone knows he wants to be a dictator, except for the complete brown shirt lunatics that are going to run through the streets with him telling them, go kill my enemies. Chase 𝕯𝖎, which don't chase 𝕯𝖎, because 𝕯𝖎 is not your enemy. Because I am not going to be a thorn in your side. I welcome our new right-wing overlords. I am going to try to work with you to get some things that we agree upon. I agree with you. You may be a racist. I'm not saying you are, Republicans, but I agree with you that white countries should stay white. I think all white countries should be mandated to be 85% white, and they have to stay that way. The one thing is, I'm not sure if you're going to agree with me also that all racism should be abolished completely and not allowed. And all people that were born here of every race and their descendants are just citizens forever, and no racism at all should be allowed. But I agree with you, right wing, that white countries should always be white, and we should not be overrun by other races, because every other race has a country, and we should not have a country. The fucking liberals, I am a liberal, my fellow lunatic liberals, they fucking think, yes, we should. Look at this graph we've created that shows that the white population should go down and down every year until we're 3% of the United States. And this, every white country, they think Canada, fucking Yugoslavia, goddamn, Great Britain, Finland, every white country should keep bringing other peoples of the world until you are 3% in your own country. But they don't have to do that. They still can keep breeding hordes and tell them, run to the white people. Breed another horde and say, well, we ain't got nothing for you. Run to the white people. Breed another horde. Okay, well, what do you do? Run to the white people. That's what they do, and they're going to keep their base to just keep doing that. What are they going to do when there is no white country? Every white country is now 3% white, And I'm highly against that. So you can see that I won't have to butt heads with our new right-wing overlords because we have some common ground. And I'm not going to say shit about the things that I don't agree with them, you know, because gulags and did you know mad just don't fit my lifestyle, you know. I don't want to be sent to whatever our version of Siberia is. And I'll tell you right now, I won't be plotting against nobody. I'll be working with our new right-wing overlords, our new worldwide right-wing overlords, because, you know, once the United States falls, if the United States has fallen, you don't understand. This decision by the Supreme Court is a calculated decision that was made during the plotting of this coup, this Project 2025 or whatever the fuck that the right wing have to strengthen the executive branch into a Putin-esque type crony fucking system. Obviously, the Supreme Court is right there with it. You know, they have gave the president the power of a king, and I love the fact that most people seeing this right now are just stupid monkeys, and they think this guy's rambling crazy. And in 10 years, you're going to be looking at that and be like, Jesus Christ, why didn't we see that the United States had already fallen? That this giving the power of a king to the next Republican president is just all part of the coup, you know, and this country has fallen. This country has fallen. Other pieces that have already fallen in place is probably when the country has already fallen. When they got the Supreme Court on board with this fucking plan is when the country fell, you know. But now is when it comes to light that the United States has fallen to a right-wing dictatorship. And, hey, I'm not fighting nobody. You motherfuckers, don't ever ask me to help you fight this right-wing dictatorship. Never, ever, ever. I seen this coming for decades, and I told you motherfuckers, whenever your liberties are taken away from you and you wish to form a resistance, do not look at me. I will be the first motherfucker to help hunt you motherfuckers down. Let them pay me to hunt you motherfuckers down. I told you motherfuckers. And not just me. Obviously, I didn't have much of a reach when I was actually talking. And even since I've been on YouTube, I haven't been talking about that. But I've been telling people that for years, and many other people have tried to tell you. Every Democratic politician is usually a hard-working person who has served his community his whole life. Every Republican politician is usually a fucking corrupt businessman who's trying to get paid off by the rich to do whatever the fuck they want. And if you allow that kind of system to be, you deserve what you fucking got. That's how I feel at this point. I will never, ever do anything to oppose the new right-wing dictatorship of America. Because you deserve what you fucking got. I hope they don't completely take away all funding for all scientific advancements. They won't, you know, because there's always military. All the world is going to fall now to right-wing dictatorships. I don't know who's going to be the last holdout. It's going to be a very interesting process to see it unfold. You in the future, I wish you could come back and fucking let me know. I'm very interested to see exactly what the fuck unfolds, you know. The United States, I'm so interested in Canada. Mexico is so corrupt, and everywhere south, they fucking try so hard, but They just fucking don't fucking make it, man. As far as, not technically always a dictatorship, but it's when you have so much corruption in your government, it might as well be. It's pretty close. They try real hard, though, but it's over with, man. I'm so interested to see how exactly it's going to play out. But scary is beyond the fucking word for it. May you live in interesting times. We live in interesting times. Scary is not the word for it. Crazy. Ever since the nuclear age, there's never been a time that is this insane. You don't see it because, you don't know really anything about. I mean, I try to wonder, why don't people see it? You have not even 1,000th of 1% of shit I've studied about our history. I know everything about fucking what went on. And there's never been anything so crazy as the United States falling to dictatorship. Craziest thing. It's interesting. It's very fucking interesting. And the domino effects are going to be very interesting. I don't know if I want to be here watching the shit. You definitely won't hear me complaining about anything. The only thing I will do is, things that go along with right-wing ideology that I agree with, Sometimes they're right, like a man, this is the kind of shit that led people to, that this helped us fall into the hands of the right wing. It's stupid fucking shit. Like, yes, let's let men wear dresses and compete with women in women's sports and win all the trophies. Oh yes, you have to let them do that. It's their identity. I guess apparently you don't care about the lives of females you just choose who gets to live a fucking happy life. That kind of stupidity is what drove us into the right wing. Ignorance, obviously, the main thing. But also, just that kind of fucking stupidity, it drove people into the hands of the right wing 100%. Crazy gun control. That drove people into the hands of the right wing. Because when you have to lie, you're wrong. And there's only a few times where liberals just outright fucking lie about their fucking shit to try to pursue their agenda. And it's almost always the right wing. They lie before they get out of bed in the morning. They lie every second of their life, and then they go back to sleep mumbling lies as they pass out. Is what Republicans do. But the Democrats try to tell the truth, but they don't on gun control. They'll do fictitious shit like tell you, oh, there's such and such amount of gun murders. That they leave out. They say this country has so many gun murders. The United States has so many gun murders. But Great Britain has this many gun murders. But they specifically say gun murders. Like, and they leave out murder. If you look at the actual statistics and see how many people are murdered in countries where gun control is in effect, in places where there's no gun control, they're similar. And often there's more murders in places where there's no gun, where there's strict gun control. But they lie and they say gun murders. There's more gun murders in the United States, but there's the same amount of murders. Well, if I'm gonna be murdered, if it absolutely has to happen and I can't get out of it, I would rather a gun murder than some other fucking shit. What else? A knife? A fucking what? I don't think I like any of that. The gun might kill me quick. I can't think of nothing else that's gonna kill me quick. You're gonna hang me? Fuck. This is not fucking, you're gonna put a plastic bag over my fucking head? Mostly, you're gonna probably stab me. That is fucking really bad. The gun is bad enough, but it's just the fact that it goes so fast that you can actually be shot and not even know it. You just all of a sudden, oh. But the knife, you know the fuck out of it. And, you know, it just could be so much more long-lasting. I don't know, it's scary. The knife is scary as a motherfucker. The gun just almost feels like so much more of an instant death. Not good, but still. The liberals are wrong about motherfucking gun control. You know, countries like Canada everyone has a gun, and they don't fucking shoot each other. It's not the fucking guns. Trying to think other things where I agree with the right wing. You know, many things I do not agree. You know, things like sex laws and prostitution laws. They're just meant to prejudice people, disenfranchise certain people, judge people based on religious bullshit, and fucking just, people love to be judgmental, and for political reasons. Mainly, everything with the Republicans is for political reasons. They don't care about prostitution. In fact, most Republican-type politicians are the type of people that use prostitutes more than anyone else. Most TV preachers use prostitutes more than anybody else. But they rail against it for political reasons, you know. I don't agree with that. Prostitution is a free society. Someone can do what the fuck they want to do, and you're not going to stop it. And also, it's so hypocritical, man. Everything is prostitution. I'm not going to go take this little bitch out and get laid unless I spend a bunch of money. I promise you. I need to bring drugs. I need to bring maybe alcohol. I need to make sure to let her know whatever the fuck she wants to do, whatever she wants to eat, drink, and use to be merry is yes, yes, and more yes out of my wallet. But that's not prostitution. In a fucking in a world with no logic, sure. Oh yeah, that's just where we live. Planet Earth. I have many right-wing views. I believe females need to shit or get off the pot on this equality fucking shit. This fucking bullshit where they want all the benefits of equality but none of the responsibilities that men bear when it comes down to it. Fuck that. I do not like the transitionary period that I'm in. I will not lie. I do not like it at all. That is probably why I have chose to live my life just young chicks for the rest of my life who are willing to date me. And I find that better. I think I have a better deal than a lot of other people. But I don't like this transitionary period where used to be you had to supply every goddamn thing for a female child. I'm talking about all throughout all human history until very recent times. You had to supply everything to a female like they were a child. In fact, from the time we had laws, it was illegal not to do that. Your wife was starving, you were going to get a piece of your body chopped off. Not your dick. But in ancient times, that's the way they did things, you know. They would chop off something, an ear, a nose, something, poke out your eye, chop off a finger, do something. And people actually, when they made the transition to locking people up, people found that horrifying because they were used to, you know, you did something bad, They roughed you up. Maybe they maimed you, but then they let you go. It was over with. But to hold someone in a dungeon in horrible conditions, and let's face it, it's always been horrible conditions, and we've never fixed that problem. And imprisoning people was seen as much more barbaric until now. It's the different. We've gotten used to torturing people for years and psychologically destroying their mind by locking them up with fucking just the worst people of society, when all they did is a traffic ticket. We put them all together. And the guy with the traffic ticket, he didn't have the money to pay us yet, so they just keep him and keep him and keep him for long ass fucking time. The guy who fucking killed someone gets out of jail before him, which isn't fair, and he should have never been locked with the fucking guy who skinned his girlfriend alive. We have the stupidest fucking, we don't have a justice system. Our nation has fallen, and we never even got it right. We never had a justice system. Not even fucking close. Sometimes it looks like we're trying, but it's so, I mean, just the fact that judges have such discretion, that everyone knows if you offend the judge, they can say, oh, 5 years? Oh, look about 30 years. What kind of a fucking justice system is that? That is lunacy from the past. The fact that someone running the proceeding has to be called Your Honor, and that they can send someone to jail because I feel like you stuck your tongue out at me, so you're in contempt of court. That is all bullshit from the past, where they wore a fucking powdered fucking wig. We never got the fucking justice system right. I don't even know. It seems like we were maybe more going in the right direction, but we never even got it right before the Republic has fallen. I don't know. I think we have more pressing concerns, though. That's one reason I'm interested in watching the right-wing dictatorship of America form, but it just seems like it's not a big problem. I mean, it sucks. We need to fucking worry about getting this shit fixed. All life on Earth is about to die. You know what? I think maybe it's better. I think maybe it is better, because if the whole world is trying to get off the planet and we start building craft and shit to get off the planet, one thing, we're not going to fix the planet. I mean, all that effort needs to go into fixing the planet. And we, as a group, as the group I am forming, we need to get the fuck off the planet. We need to band together, and me and you are going to raise funds from rich motherfuckers, and we might even actually take them with us. But we're going to fucking build some shit to get the fuck off the planet, because I promise you, the Earth is going to become a molten surface. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it is a guarantee. There are some people on Earth that must know also that Venus and Earth are going through the same process, but we're going way fast. And it could happen suddenly. And all it takes, we don't have to go molten suddenly. Humans are like little, soft little insects. We are protected in this tiny, thin little layer of atmosphere that we have that keeps us in just such a small temperature range. We can't survive at a very small, lower temperature. We can't survive at just even a slightly higher temperature. So as soon as we have 150, 200 degree temperatures that start spreading across the Earth, that is an uninhabitable zone for us. You know, we can't live at even that low temperature. But it's going to get a lot hotter than that. There's no way humans can survive. I'm firmly convinced that the only humans that will survive are the humans that get the fuck off and wait it out somehow. I don't know if it's possible, because even if we start right now, if we had $1 billion right now, which would just be a beginning, probably, to start this, and we started right now, and we got off the planet we may not have time to get ourselves self-sufficient in time, because every biosphere project has failed. I was actually in Arizona when they did Biosphere 2, and it failed. And everything since then, they cannot stay sealed with any type of fungus or whatever they're going to try to grow to make oxygen and make food. So what do? If we do manage to get a great spacecraft into space, but the Earth dies before we're able to, it's too hot on Earth for plants anymore, or something, disease, because the warmer it gets, the more the pests and the disease seem to love it. Something happens where Earth can't supply us anymore, because all life on Earth is about to die. I mean, insect apocalypse. There's no insects left. Insects are the basics of the life form, of the fucking life cycle. The oceans, completely destroying the oceans. It's almost like there's people in charge that know it's the end, and they say, hurry, so we know we've scraped the last life out of the oceans before it just dies. Because the ocean temperature is spiking unbelievably just in the last couple of years. All the methane that's in the bottom of the ocean, trillions of tons, infinite tons of methane frozen at the bottom of the oceans, are going to melt because of the temperatures rising of the ocean. It's frozen down there now because it's so deep that it's very cold down there. This methane is frozen at the bottom of the ocean, and people probably are getting it and selling it and want to get it all, but it's way far the bottom of the ocean, and the temperature's going to rise in the ocean to the point where it's going to all go, and methane is like 1,000 times stronger CO2 greenhouse gas than CO2. So I could go on and on. The permafrost, which is rotted vegetation that's all around the Earth, it's all melting and rotting, and that's going to release unbelievable amounts of CO2 because it's been stored there for no telling how many tens of thousands of years. It's tree and fall and grass and stuff that got trapped in the ice age, and there won't be no more frozen areas. And all of that permafrost is like vegetation and stuff that's deep down. They build houses on it. That's getting unstable now, and their houses are falling over because it's rotting. And that is going to make the accelerating faster. So far, all the scientific predictions that have come out have always been drastically underestimated how much is going to proceed. It's proceeded way faster. And I can't imagine that's not going to continue, because the scientists are trying to appease the people who are in the middle of all this. We allow people to fucking claim it's not true. So we're doomed. We're fucking doomed, We need to, I'll tell you what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to form a group. My Galactic Empire, which may not be called the Galactic Empire. I actually did not realize this. I did not think about the Star Wars reference when I named this thing. So that kind of makes it, I kind of like it though, especially since I didn't plan it that way. It's just similarly named to that evil Galactic Empire. But, I'm not fucking set in stone on that being the name, but I would like to form a group that plans to get the fuck off of this planet and be able to live in space by some means. Replicator technology needs to be one of the core tenets of the Galactic Empire that I am forming. Immortality for every member of the Galactic Empire, number one. Getting the fuck off this planet has to be right there, because only because these apes have fucking destroyed it, and time is running out. Has to be right there among it. You know, if we have to divert resources away from the Immortality Project, causing me to barely miss when we make the discovery, that sucks. But there's no other choice now. We have to encourage as much as possible. No, we have to get off this fucking planet. We have to encourage as much as possible mitigation of global warming, because we want to give it as much time as possible for us to get settled before all life on Earth dies. Also, we're not going to tell, I don't know what the fuck to do. How do I, there's no way that we can not tell the masses. I don't know, what the fuck. There's going to come a point where every human on Earth wants to join our group. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to realize, yes, we do need to get off Earth, and these people have an extremely head start on everyone else. So at that time, you know, I would sure want to be someone who joined the group before then. I'm telling you. Once the entire Earth realizes, new memberships may be really seriously restricted at this point. And new members may need to have a minimum of $1 billion to pitch in. You know what I'm saying? Once everyone actually realizes that the end is near, we can't just say, okay, yes, now we're going to take all 6 billion people with us. No. You better fucking join now. Because I'm not fucking lying whenever the whole fucking Earth knows that we're fucking getting the fuck out of here. And they also know that they need to. It's going to be a mad rush. If I'm right. I think it would be really sad if I fail. And then everything that I say comes to pass, you know. But I think it could be a wonderful future for humanity. After this initial blunder, if somehow humans survive this, and what I say does come to pass, and the Earth is uninhabitable for a time, but humans started early or started late with more resources than us, something, and came and took all our shit and used it to get off Earth. Someone, you know, they'll come with some tanks and say, yes, you guys were on the right track. Now here, shoot you, bam, give us all your shit. We're getting off Earth. Maybe we need to fortify against those possibilities too, now that I think about it. So we're going to have to arm ourselves to a certain extent, legally. So I'm thinking we'll have to own private military companies, you know. Legal private military companies will have to be part of our main corporation's portfolio. So we can protect ourselves once it comes time where people start to know that, yes, all the people on Earth are fucked. And they want to come and fucking try to overrun us. We'll already be fucking ready. Sure would be nice if it doesn't proceed as fast as I'm thinking, and we have plenty of time. And the people of Earth don't discover they're fucked and gonna die before we're ready to get the fuck off the planet. I'd say it's a rough road to hoe right now, because I just don't think we have a lot of time before the Earth is gonna be so much fucking shit going on because of climate change that it is just hard to fucking get shit done. You know, if temperatures are too high for people to walk around, I guess we could have bubbles, some kind of fucking suit on. It's a real pain in the ass. I guess it wouldn't matter that much. We're gonna get fucking shit done. One thing I see, humans are very resilient and are able to battle through many situations. If we have to wear fucking spacesuits to walk around in high-ass temperatures, we'll do it for a while. But at that point, populations will be moving around en masse. There could be wars over territory in cooler parts of the world. I'm just saying, I need to get this shit off the ground, you know. Get started because changing times. So that's why I don't worry as much about the fact that the United States may have just fallen to a right-wing coup that has been planned for years. Because, fuck, we're all about to die. We're on a tiny fucking rock. I mean so goddamn tiny, in the middle of an infinite space where we know of no other place that can support even one breath of life for us. And the fucking atmosphere is so tiny that if you took an orange and you dipped it in water and you pulled it out, just the water that's on the outside of the orange for a second there is the thickness of our atmosphere, the only area we know in the known universe where we can survive. We can't survive below that in the earth, this tiny bit of crust, which is like another thin layer. We can't survive below that. Our entire earth is a molten ball. A lot of people think it's all fucking dirt, except for a molten core or rock even. It's not. It's all fucking molten. The little tiny crust is just where it's solidified on the surface, like on a pot of hot fucking food, the scum that'll form with a cold wind blows across it. We live on scum. We can't live above the fucking tiny fucking, if you dip the orange in water, the tiny fucking bit of water that's stuck to around it, that's our atmosphere. We can't live above that either. Just this thin fucking area around this molten ball. We're floating on fucking bits of crust of this hot rock that have solidified, that are just floating around on top of the rest. And we destroy it and laugh at people, call them tree huggers. And we're on this rock, man, and this rock is going around with other rocks that are caught in the gravity of this fucking star, and we're spinning around. But the star itself is actually caught in the gravity of a supermassive black hole, along with billions of other stars that are circling it. So we are circling on, we're just a speck on a speck on a speck, and we're such a speck. I love this video I saw that showed, if you showed our sun compared to another sun, because ours is so small, there's other suns that you'd have to see the other sun next to us, you'd have to zoom out so far that our sun is a tiny speck to see this fucking other sun in frame, to zoom out enough where you see it. Well, our sun is now a tiny speck, you can't see it. But then you could take that star next to another star, and to zoom out far enough to see that star, the star that made us a tiny speck would be just a tiny speck. And then you could zoom out again to see another star. And if to zoom out far enough to see that motherfucker, the star that fucking made the star that made us fucking, and so on and so forth, quite a few times. And that's our sun, which just seems very big to us. It's just a tiny speck compared to other suns, which are just a tiny speck compared to others, which are just a tiny speck compared to others. And we're circling around this fucking potentially completely barren, empty, sterile universe. I imagine that the universe is teeming, because, you know, and then not only that, I zoomed out to the part of our, not universe, I zoomed out to the part of our galaxy where our sun is circling around a supermassive black hole. But that is just tiny. Still, if you zoom out to the point where you can see other galaxies, just like ours that have billions of stars circling a supermassive black hole, to zoom out to the point where you see others, our whole fucking galaxy turns into fucking a speck. To see this fucking big scene of other fucking galaxies. And just, I firmly believe that the 14 billion light year area that we can see is just a, if you zoomed out, it would be a tiny speck. Not, maybe even beyond a tiny speck, maybe even, there may be infinity in this shit. The 14 billion light year area that we can observe may be in the middle of infinity. But if not, it might as well be. I believe that it is much, much huger than that. And I believe that the Big Bang had nothing whatsoever to do with all creation of fucking stuff in the fucking universe. That's retarded. The universe is either way huger than this tiny 14 billion spot area, or it is infinite, either way. And whatever happened here 14 billion years ago is just a fucking nothing in the fucking universe. A larger universe wouldn't even have observed it. What happened is a fucking tiny, minuscule amount of another fucking, man, human fucking language. The motherfucking dimension, I guess you might as well fucking, I might as well say, how close, how close am I actually going to get to what I'm trying to say here? Language fails me, but another fucking dimension, a tiny, unbelievably minuscule amount of pure energy leaked through. You know, it's no stranger than fucking quantum foam, where fucking particles absolutely positively do appear out of nowhere. Particles of every type. Penile tissue. That's not a particle, that's a conglomeration of lots of particles, but we're talking basic particles. But they appear and then they disappear, you know. But from another realm that we are connected to in this motherfucking vibrating string, a fucking tiny, beyond microscopic, to the umpteenth degree, that's a technical term, beyond microscopic to the umpteenth degree, piece of pure energy leaked out and almost immediately expanded into everything, all the matter that is in 14 billion light year area that we observe, and possibly a lot more. It's just that it happened 14 billion years ago. So the light, we can only see stuff that travel 14, the light had to travel 14 billion light years. That, in the name, that's how fast light goes in 14 billion years. But it probably, expansion probably encompassed even a larger area than that. But even that larger area is probably a tiny area compared to the real fucking universe that we're connected to. And that that could also be contained in just one fucking bubble. Everything that I just described. All that fucking huge ass shit in one bubble in a fucking infinite fucking sea of other bubbles bumping into each other and causing crazy shits when their membranes collide. So yeah. Yeah, I like that quote that Mike had there with Jim Morrison. Yeah, but I don't want to fucking, I like his quote, but yeah, you gotta fucking exercise some restraint as well. He fucked himself up. You gotta be a little cautious. Also, if you can, instead of going crazy with human decadence and getting your kicks with the most scrumptious delicacies of the world, like drugs and women, and I mean, to a point, yes, I agree, but like to die of a heroin overdose is just poor management of your life. Couldn't even fuck with that shit. Tune your desires to more healthier choices, and then you will be just as happy if you can tune your desires to more healthier choices. And just consciously steer away from things that obviously you've seen destroy other people in the past, you know, like heroin addictions or any kind of drug like that. Well, golly gee. Deliver Now or Die is sending me a notice that I'm okay for today. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad I'll take it. Does that mean I don't die? This app is getting scary. I thought it was just a funny name. I'm okay for today, apparently. They checked with all my, the biker gangs, and I delivered my meth, and I'm okay for today. If they're going to bump you off, I wonder if they send you a push notification. Or, if you just don't receive that notice, you know you're fucked. I believe those were like lyrics. I never was much on music. The guy I fucking evolved from was just a fucking a nerd now. He studied, I don't know. Oof. Scary looking. Like, studied the music, you know. The Beatles, all the rock bands. Not them, rockabilly is what turned into rock and roll, actually. Rockabilly actually went in two directions. It turned into country music. Well, no, not true. Hillbilly music is honestly what it was called. in contemporary society. That's what it was. Hillbilly music turned into country music, but then hillbilly music also turned into rockabilly, and then country music pretty much eventually now has turned into rock and roll. But rockabilly is pretty much what turned into rock and roll. I studied all the music, but I never was really into music very much myself. Ah! They tried to get me! Oh wait, I gotta try to jigger this wing wang. My Surface Pro 9 up here, but it gets too much sunshine through there, so I have it stuck to Velcro. So it has a built-in stand, so I pull it to the point where the stand and the end are barely touching. There's Velcro on both sides, and it leaves a big air gap here. So then I'm not as worried so much that I'm going to overheat the fucking thing and melt something. 𝕯𝖎 𝗡𝖔𝖆. The only thing bad is this freaking thing. I don't think I'll be able to get it to stay. It sucks that the Microsoft Surface Pro, at least the latest one, the magnet that holds the keyboard is not strong enough to hold its own weight against gravity, and it doesn't weigh that much. So I mean, that's just not strong enough. If you hold it upside down and it doesn't hold itself, it falls, then that's just what the point. Well, what is it holding? When it's the other way, gravity holds it down, you realize. So you don't need the magnet. It needs to, when it's, yeah, you see. Wow, it's so late today. Oh shit, is it Saturday? Oh, it's Friday, thank goodness. Today or tomorrow I need to go get me another shirt and maybe some shorts. I like to wear my shit for a long time. My customers only see me one time, usually. The people that I deal with at restaurants or stores, they may see me more often. But every time I like to wear my shit for a fucking while, man. I like to wear it until I get a spot on it. You know, I stay meticulously clean constantly. I clean my balls many times a day and dry it with air conditioning. Dry is very important. Squeaky clean is when bacteria does not do anything. Hours later, your balls are just as clean as ever. If you haven't sweated them up again, bacteria does not do shit in a desiccated environment. And nothing dries you better than air conditioning, because it just pulls the moisture out. This dry air penetrates. A towel, it just don't fucking really get you completely dry. I like to fucking blow air condition on my balls and then stretch my balls out like a sail and shake back and forth. And it's drying itself, and also it's like a fan blowing air around the whole area, all the way around. Just like a crevice, you know. It needs to be dry, very, very dry. And I'll dry my balls like I take a piss right here. And I'll fucking, anytime I need to piss, and just about every time I do that, I completely dry my balls and between there and my stomach, wherever is moist. Stay dry all the time. I don't get BO, you know. I clean under my arms. You know, I have baby wipes. I take advantage of the fact that I don't shower. I use baby wipes to clean. So I'm like, why don't I just do it all day? Like a fucking old fucking cat. I ain't got nothing else to do but lick himself. And stay clean all the time. Instead of just like take a shower. A lot of people once a day. At the end of the day. And then they don't usually get very dirty until the next day. They start the day and they'll get all sweaty all day long. Nah, I used to do that as a person who showered. Well, I always liked it morning and night because I had to take a shower in the morning. And it was always nice to take one in the evening too. But I had to take one in the morning for sure before I start the day. I've always been that. Before I left the house. Even if I fucking been home all day. Before I actually leave the house, I want to take a shower. Just something I always did my whole life. But, now that I fucking switched to fucking using baby wipes, why not just stay cleaner and not just take a shower and then wait till I get back and sweat, have sweaty fucking balls with bacteria causing BO all day. No, I don't. Yeah. Why do that? I have the stuff right here. Why do it? So I stay very, very clean all the time. Damn, I'm gonna have to take this keyboard off. It's too hot to hold this glue. The computer itself should be okay because I put this air gap. But I will wear my clothes. I mean, I'm sure I will wear clothes sometimes for 2 weeks. People who watch my videos should be able to attest to that. If I don't get a spot on it that I can't get off, you know, if I get a spot that I can't get off, I change immediately. And if I change my shirt, I usually change shirt and pants at the same time. Usually. And I don't like to carry, now that I'm living and trying to not have a lot of shit, I don't like to carry a lot of shit. So I just have one outfit to what I'm wearing. So I don't want to go to Goodwill every day. So I try to get as much as I can out of it. As long as I don't have a spot on me anywhere that I can't get off. I clean with baby wipes. And actually what I used to do is I had this shout gel, and even if I spilled something on me, I could rub it on that and it would out, and I could go like for a long time. I have to look spotless. I have to look, everything has to look good, like crisp collar, crisp line, where my buttons are, you know, and I'll wear the son of a bitch for weeks. I used to even have this spray. You know, the companies have fooled you into thinking you got to wash your clothes a lot, and it has to smell a certain way, the way they sell you, the smell they sell you. Well, they'll sell me some stuff to make my clothes smell the smell you're expecting without having to go through that and fool you. It's made to fool you. They fool you into thinking you need it, and then they give me something to fool you into thinking I have it. But you can spray the fucking shirt or pants, and you saturate it completely with this spray. Saturate it completely wet, dripping. And it kills any and all bacteria, and it makes the clothing smell 100% like it just came out of the fucking laundry. Everyone would agree that I smell like my clothes came exactly out of the laundry. And I might have been wearing it 2 weeks, and I just sprayed it last night, you know. And or I used to spray it every 3 days or some shit. But now I just change more often. It's easier. I'm still trying to cut down on the time and expense of going to the place and buy the shit. I'm not going to the laundromat. That shit takes too long. I could be making too much money while I'm fucking around with the fucking laundromat. Oh, is that an offer? I mean, fuck. I'm gonna take a chance. I'm taking, you know, some kind of fucking, I don't know what it is. It's from fucking, it's from the military store. It's to this old one-eyed man that lives in the woods. Anyway, what's the worst that could happen? All right. This thing is not heavy, but the magnet in it won't hold it. It goes choo choo, and it hits me in the head. I don't like when it does that. Okay. I like the Microsoft Surface Pro 9 for fucking a $1,500 computer, $1,600, whatever the fuck, with this $200 fucking keyboard. It better be good, but I think it is pretty good. I don't have the keyboard. Put it over here. No, wait. Ow. Oh!
You hear me creeping my thumb and
Okay. What did it say? Head directly to jail. What's up, man? Not too much. Talking to fucking some people on here. Always doing that. I'm always doing that, and then I just picked up an order from what I tell them is the Deliver Now or Die app.
Gotta do what you gotta do, Big Zap.
Yeah.
And you have a good weekend. Bro.
Yeah, you too, man. Nice seeing you. All right, I'm about to click start trip. All right, here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. When this app says start trip, they mean it. Whew, doggy. This app is powerful. You ever thought about being a fly on the wall? There you go. You're stuck to the wall! The only thing is, it's flypaper. Sorry. Just enjoy your view. Forever. Till you starve to death or something. Can you imagine the flies? They're sitting there staring at us forever until they die. I wonder if any of them are saying, "You bastard." hopefully in 20 years I'll be writing the book, How the Right-Wing Dictatorship of the United States Made Me Rich. And hopefully I'm not writing, they finally released me from prison. Or, worse yet, please tell them to release me from prison. No, you won't find me being a thorn in their side. You watch. You wait. Wait till it all starts. You know what you'll hear from me? That's what? Not shit. In fact, I'll probably be working with them. Such a dramatic way that they did it too. It's such a crazy, they couldn't have fucking planned it better. They couldn't have planned it better. Using some guy to ascend to the throne that is such a criminal that the only way they could fucking still keep him is fucking to make him immune to every fucking thing. But then that fucking cements their dictatorship. But you do realize him, Donald Trump, or whoever succeeds him, I think, soon after, some other dictator will take that. That valuable thing that they've given him, they're going to take that away from him. And then, that person, if he wants, can turn on them. They've given him infinite power, like Caligula. And he could do some Caligula shit on their ass. And it's interesting. I find it infinitely fucking interesting. The possibilities. And to see something unfold in my fucking lifetime is unfucking believable. You normally think about all the events of history. Like when the Roman Republic fell. We didn't last nearly as long, but we were very impactful on a global stage in our time. This will go down in the annals of history as one of the great falls, even though we didn't last very long. The Romans lasted so much longer than what you believe, because there was no such thing as the Byzantine Empire. It was just the Romans under a different name. Until the 1400s. That's how long the Romans actually lasted. 1,000 years longer than you thought. Until the freaking Arabs came and said, hey, look what we found. It's cannons. You want to see what they can do? Goodbye, Roman Empire, finally. The good old Ottomans. Just a little flash in the pan. We're gone. Democracy is a failure, in my opinion, under the circumstances where education is not a mandatory part. You know, true education, classical education, not what you think is education, which is occupational training. If you study microbiology, it is a very sophisticated science, but if that's all you study, that's not education, it's just your occupational training, and you know nothing about nothing else. I noticed that doctors are so stupid. They're so fucking stupid. Especially general practitioners. So ignorant. That's what the word is. Not stupid. Some are stupid, but just like all of us. Some are, some aren't. Different levels of intellectual horsepower. But true education is you're trying to understand the universe. So it involves mathematics, history, all the sciences. Not just geography, but you need to know the geography of the universe to know where you are. You need to know the history of all mankind and the history of all our ancestors, all the species that came before us in a line of primates, to know who you are and where you came from. And the geography of the universe, you need to know where you are in the universe. At least as far as we can tell. Because where we are on this tiny rock really doesn't tell us much about where our whole everyone is. We're all together on a speck. Some people always say these things don't matter. But I say the fall of this republic is a direct result of lack of education. It's going to be interesting. I want to see what happens. I need to take care of myself, man. I don't want to die before we see what happens here. I want to see what happens with Canada. With all our neighbors in Central and South America. The Republicans, the right wing of this nation, have always supported all the dictators of the world and supported all the dictators in Central and South America. Always turned on any people, any leaders who tried to give their people freedom. The Republicans, the right wing of this country, have staged many coups and assassinations in Central and South America. And now they're going to be in complete control of the country, beyond anything before. So dictators are going to drive in that part of the world. And the dictatorship does not want successful democracy at their doorstep, so Canada is going to be in a really fucked up position. It's going to be interesting. And most of the world never ever came out of being a shithole. If you can point me to an example, show me otherwise. But every non-white country on the fucking earth is a fucking shithole. It's either a shithole, a pile of piss and shit, or it's a totalitarian nightmare, like Singapore or any other one where you can't, it's illegal to chew gum or whatever they decide. It's a dictatorship. All the ones that are fucking look like they got their shit together, it's just a dictatorship, and it's really slaves to the leaders. Or it's they try to do democracy, and just money, corruption just destroys everything, and all the money that funnels into the countries just gets eaten up by the corrupt, and the people starve. That's what it's like in every non-white country. And show me one that's not shit and piss or a totalitarian nightmare. and I'll stand corrected. I'll probably prove you wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But now, the white countries are falling into dictatorship, the ones that were supposed to stand against it. The United States is going to be in bed with China and Russia 100%. There's no alternative. So I think the whole world falls into right-wing dictatorship, and then the inevitable outcome is war. You'd think they would get along with each other. Just the motherfuckers. But they never do. Because they're the type of people that are bent on conquest. And once they've conquested their nation, they need to conquest something else. So they pick a fight with somebody. There's going to be bullies among the world leaders of all these dictators. And they're going to pick a fight with somebody who is easily whipped. And then the other dictators are going to like, well, we could have done that. I mean, why let him do that? Because, I mean, I could have pushed him over and took his shit. I liked his shit too. Why let you fucking push him over and take his shit? So, you give him his shit back. Because, you know, I could have took his shit. And I didn't. And so you shouldn't. And then they're going to fucking be pissed off at each other and, you know. And it's all going to be just a pretext because one of them wanted the other one shit too. Even the bigger countries. And they think, you know, I think I could fucking do it. We could fucking do it. And the people, it's going to be just like all the previous history of humanity that I've studied before. The people will be fighting these wars that they fucking just to put one fuckwad that's trying to take over from another. But in a backdrop where we now have nuclear weapons, well, it's amazing. And I bitched at you guys because you were funneling so much money by letting a dictatorship like China be our manufacturer. You're funneling trillions of dollars to them, and the government is taking it. And what could possibly go wrong? But now, fuck, we fall into dictatorship, so fucking crazy. They might be going through their school now where they might defeat their dictators and become a democracy, just as we're falling to dictatorship. I don't think so. I think we're going to coexist for a while. It's just very interesting. I'll probably get on to the topics of science and technology. Yeah, take care, man, Mike. If now or later, you take care. Or someone else sees it. Think of Mike when you hear this. Yeah, I'll probably do science and technology and history. Mostly. And the reason why I'm talking about the United States falling to dictatorship is not in a political way opposing it because that shit's futile. I'm just excited that such a dramatic development has happened in human history. And I'm excited about it while I'm talking about it. I don't want our future overlords to get the wrong idea. I'm not opposing anything. I'm just saying it's so interesting that this time I get to see this. And I'm interested in how it's going to take shape. And you're saying, what? The Republicans haven't even won. And even if Donald Trump were to die today, it makes no difference. The United States has fallen to the Republican dictatorship. And they have it all planned. It's Project 2025, I believe. You could look it up yourself. And they have it all planned. It's the next time the Republicans take power, it doesn't matter when. So, it doesn't matter what happens now. And I already knew this, but then this fucking Supreme Court decision that makes the president a god on earth. Like Julius Caesar before they killed him. Wow. In modern times, it boggles my mind. You just can't understand. I always knew that society was not what people think. It's a march towards better and better government, and no. They can knock the legs out of this shit at any time. And they did. Joe Biden, according to the Supreme Court, has the power of Caligula. I swear, he's a good man. He is. The day, as soon as I found out the court gave me complete immunity from all my actions, I would have killed him. I would have killed them. With my complete immunity to all my actions. I would have ordered my new Praetorian Guard, which I would have right then wrote a fucking presidential fucking declaration. I would make my own fucking name for new shit. Because I can do that. Because if you don't like it, I can shoot you because I have immunity from everything. So I would create a Praetorian Guard, and I would fucking send them to go and kill all the fucking justices that fucking said I have immunity to kill all the justices. That's what they said. They just know that he won't do it, and then they're just giving that power to the whatever Republican they're trying to make king. It'd be hilarious if he fooled their ass. And between now and then, he decided to use this new power to stay in power himself. Because nothing he does is illegal. He has complete immunity. And believe me, a Republican won't fucking let you argue and say, oh no, he doesn't have immunity for this particular thing. Because while you're saying that, he'll shoot you with his complete immunity. And if anyone challenges whether he had a complete immunity, before they can finish challenging him, he will shoot you with his complete immunity, which then will stand forever because no one again will ever challenge it. This is just the same shit that is repeated throughout history. Alright. Like I say, I'm going to stay on science and technology most of the time from now on. Because I know this seems political, but it is not. It is historical. It is a historical event. Political would be me saying we need to rally against it, or we need to support Joe Biden, or we need to defeat the Republicans, or that would be political. This is not political. This is just me telling you what in history has happened before you realize it. And postulating the next turn of events. I have no desire to oppose any fucking thing that happens. If I ever did, I don't anymore. The Republic has fallen, and it's to others to build it again. There are no patriots. The people who fight for the Constitution don't call themselves patriots. And the people who call themselves patriots really mean we like other people like us, and we hate everyone else in the country but us. And we're Americans and you're not. And it doesn't matter about the Constitution or nothing. We just want to kill you. We don't care what is legal, not legal, whatever. We're the Patriots. We're good. You're bad. It doesn't mean they really love the country. It means they like themselves and hate everyone else. But on future days, I'm going to have topics that revolve around science and technology on high on the air. And I do believe I need to start ranting on another channel to try to garner support for our possible exodus from planet Earth to this. And the only reason I think that's so necessary is because in the near future, the Earth is going to have nothing more to give us than what is in deep space. Because we will have killed off all life. There won't be a replenishment of oxygen here. You won't be able to be here. It'll be too hot. This is gone. This is going to be gone. So, you have to learn to live in deep space. Because we have put out our light of life here. And we've plunged ourselves in deep space. If any humans can get off the planet and not die with it, then we're in deep space, pretty much. We need replicators. Destroying fungus is not going to work. We need to fucking live longer. I would like to fucking lead this operation for like 1 million years, and then just take a break for like 1 million years. Probably a short period of time. 1 million years, we probably will come to find out it's not that long if we just don't die before we get started. Oh, Jesus Christ.